I'm going to go back to regular old Ask Adam.
I don't want to do it.
Because God knows we have plenty of questions directed at you, big guy. Who are the top 5 pass rushers of all time, and where would you be ranking Deacon Jones?
My top 5 goes like this. I saw the list before, so I did this question before, so I did a little bit of research. I got Kevin Green. He was number 3 all time in sacks, career totals. He also dabbled in WCW wrestling a little bit, but he's still coaching the Packers. Just got a ring a couple years ago. But he's number 5. I got Lawrence Taylor number 4. I mean, one of the greatest pass rushers of all time. Absolutely devastating. Bruce Smith, the all-time leader, at number 3. The only reason he's not ahead of Reggie White, who's at number 2, even though he has more sacks, is he played a little bit longer to get those sacks. So if you're looking at sacks per season, I give the edge to Reggie White. Number 1, Deacon Jones, coined the term, greatest pass rusher of all time. Muhammad Ali of pass rushers. Recorded 173.5 sacks officially, but they didn't start recording sacks until, I want to say, mid-80s. And officially, he had recorded 26, well, unofficially, 26 sacks in a 14-game season. I can only imagine what his actual stats would have been had they been recording it the whole time. Now we can wrap up the show.
Yeah, well, now we're fresh out of time. I bet you could get 26 if you went up against the Pee Wee League right now.
If you were blocking me, I'd get 82. It wouldn't even take 82 plays.
Let me tell you something. I may be small, but I am tough. I am tough.
Is that a low blow? Can I even give you a low blow?
You'd have to shut up, Adam. David in Silver Spring, bringing the heat early, says, I heard Haas say you had 2 surgeries this year, which makes it seem like it could be tough for you to play. What do you think the chances are this year?
Yeah, I had a couple of surgeries. I had a setback. I'm not going to lie, it's been tough. I've had a couple of times, where I broke down and cried, but that's just part of the business. That's just part of what I do. I'm going to be back. There's absolutely no doubt in my mind I'm going to play at some point this year. I can't wait. Honestly, I go to rehab every day, and the only way I can compare it, how I feel right now, is I feel like a caged tiger. I'm just walking back and forth in the cage, and I'm just ready to be let out. Every day that tiger looks for a way to get out, that's me doing rehab. And every day he finds a weakness, every day I get better. Someday that cage door is going to come open, and I'm going to come busting out at some point, and I can't wait.
Next question, Dante, Southeast. You said, oh, he's obviously watching online. You'll love this. You said in order to get shiny cars, meaning buys and tries, you can work out your arms 3 to 4 times each week, unlike squats and bench. Why is that?
Oh, obviously watching my weightlifting tip. We post it every Tuesday at 1:30, fourthofpain.com, and also on our Twitter and Facebook. You can work them out more often because they are much smaller muscle groups. Your quads are huge. Your pecs, your bench works everything in your upper body to a certain degree. Same thing with your squats. When you're doing buys, you're just hitting buys. And buys, don't be offended, are not an enormous muscle. Even for someone like myself, you compare them to my quads, they're much smaller. So it's because it's such a smaller muscle.
Samantha in Omaha getting some female love and some Nebraska love. What in the world is wrong with the Nebraska Black Shirts defense? Go Big Red.
Yeah. Well, they give up 70 to Wisconsin. They gave up 63 to Ohio State, 45 to Georgia. The biggest thing I saw, the secondary was the number 1 ranked against the pass in the entire country until they played Georgia. And then Georgia just kind of embarrassed them a little bit. But the one thing they lacked was a pass rush. Now, I'm a defensive lineman, so maybe I'm a little bit biased, but those quarterbacks had all day to throw. I led the Big 12 in sacks my junior year with almost 10. We led the entire nation with 50.5 sacks my junior year as an entire team. We got after the quarterback. They need to get some pass rushers. They need to bring some more heat. They need to actually get there. They need to pressure the quarterback first and foremost.
Final question comes from Walt in Manassas. Oh, fitting, giving payback us tonight. Who do you think is going to win between Ryback and John Cena? Follow up, do you even think CM Punk will show up? And if so, will he be beating Chris Jericho?
I'm not going to lie to you. This is tough for me. It's about 51-49. I'm going to go with Cena. There's a reason Ryback's not my top 10 modern wrestlers that we just released. He's not going to get his first big pay-per-view victory, which he hasn't ever had one. He's not going to get it for the WWE title. He's never held any belt of any type. So I got Cena winning that match. I think CM Punk shows up. I know you have your doubts. CM Punk shows up in his hometown, and I think that leads, he beats Jericho, and I think that leads to a babyface turn. In his hometown, he's going to be loved, received, what's the word, positively, if I could think and speak, and I think that's going to lead to a babyface turn. And I think that's going to give him a whole new slew of wrestlers to work with, although I do prefer him as a heel.
That's funny. You know, it's when Bret Hart was working heel, he was booed to death in the United States, but beloved in Canada. CM Punk might find that same warm reception in Chicago. I'm not altogether sold that he's going to have a babyface turn just yet.